everyone, and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we see whether Hera, who fought against the Bengalis yesterday, can do better with them than Mr. Yo did, as he, playing as said Bengalis in blue, gets ready to take on the Viper, playing as the Malians in red. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, probably a good time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. The Bengalis, an elephant civilization through and through. All of their elephant units take less bonus damage, are more resistant to conversion, and can be upgraded to attack 20% faster. Now, Bengali melee cavalry, which by the way includes their battle elephants, do come with a small +2 attack bonus against skirmishers. And to support these slow, very cute, but very deadly units on the field of battle, Bengali monks come with +3/+3 armor, and their unique unit, the Ratha, is a very versatile but very hated unit, being a chariot that can switch between ranged attacks and melee attacks with trample damage. That to support the Bengali army, every single town center does spawn 2 villagers for free whenever the next age is reached. I think I did a pretty darn good job yesterday of catching, at least in the feudal and castle stages of the game. Once you hit Imperial and you've got like 4, 5, 6, a million town centers, it becomes a little bit harder for the caster to kind of catch where all the extra villagers go. But I think I did a pretty darn good job of it yesterday, catching the 2 berry pickers, I think it was in feudal, and the 2 lumberjacks in castle age. In any event, speaking of berry pickers, lumberjacks, villagers, and so forth, the Bengalis can put their entire villager and monk population on a diet, which makes them take up 10% less population space. The way that works is each one of these villagers, each monk, counts for 0.9 population instead of the usual 1, which means later on in the Imperial Age, you can get a nice big boost to how many more units you can train and produce, either keep growing that economy or keep growing your military. The zebra getting pushed right as the rhino getting pulled. So Hera continuing to eat his way through his, not feelings, but through the Dark Age. And speaking of eating your way through the Dark Age, let's take a look at the Malians, a civilization classified as quote-unquote infantry, but is so much more. To start with, sure, units trained from a Malian barracks do get extra pierce armor for free starting in the Feudal Age, +1/+1 all the way up to +3 in Imperial, and their unique unit is the Gabedo, a quick infantry unit with a pretty strong ranged melee attack, but terrible HP and weak base armor of any kind. But beyond their infantry, this is where the Malians get cool, in my opinion. Well, I mean, cool as a descriptive of a civilization in a 25-year-old game can be. Their cavalry can be upgraded to get a massive +5 attack boost, which is amazing because even though they don't get hussars or paladins, with this upgrade called Farimba, Malian cavaliers have a higher attack than paladins, and their light cavalry units and their camel riders are some of the deadliest in the game. Now, if you instead want to go the archer route, you'll have plenty of wood to train your army, since all Malian buildings except for farms cost 15% less wood. Now, in order to help their build, to help them build it, I'm trying to get through the sentence fast. And in order to help them build their military fast, they do come with a few nifty features. Their gold miners drop off 10% more gold. Their universities work 80% faster, and their settlements can be harder to raid because the Malians can actually upgrade their town centers, these structures, to actually fire 8 arrows when empty and all the way up to 18 arrows when fully garrisoned, compared to the usual 10 that a fully garrisoned town center would fire. That upgrade, Tigui, absolutely fantastic. Pretty much hope to see it every single game, although generally don't see it. The Viper heading south, expecting his opponent to be in the 6 o'clock position. Hera on his spawn has actually spawned, what are we looking at? About the 9 o'clock position, 8:45, 8:47, 33 seconds to be exact. Let's remove the line of sight blockage that we've got here, the fog of war, and take a look at the map. Very bright, lots of sand, a little bit of green patch, relic in the dead center, and attack path between the 2 bases. Pretty darn open. I mean, Hera does have a little bit of a forest. We saw a similar map yesterday, but the Viper, for his part, pretty darn open. Now, you might notice, if you take a look at the bottom right of your screen, that it was Hera, in fact, who started this game in the color red and the Viper in the color blue. But I don't know, something just didn't feel quite right about Hera playing in the color red, Viper in blue. So I put Hera in blue, and the Viper I put in yellow. But if you take a look at him in yellow, it's so hard to see on the map, the units, the buildings. And so I said, you know what, let's just make it easy to see, and the purists will have to just deal with it. At least they got half of what they want, which is Hera always playing in blue and the Viper in yellow. I feel like it was going to be pretty hard to see on this map. So and by we, I mean I changed him to red. Let's take a look at the Bengali base right as Hera has 20 seconds. Where do we think he's going to send the 2 extra villagers? Is it like some kind of standard play that they all send them to the beautiful lemon bushes with the pretty blue butterflies? We're going to find out in 3, 2, 1. So far, no. Okay, well, didn't exactly know where they were going. No hammer, no spades, no shovels, no nothing in their hands. Right up until they passed this one dragon tree and decided to chop it down. So primary gold. Nice and secure to the back for our Bengali primary stone. Inside this kind of big wall off that Hera is creating for himself. Kind of not really on the attack path. Ooh, but both extra gold, the second and the third, very much in the forward position. An extra stone I see here down to the bottom right of the base. So 3 of the 5 resources not in great positions. 2 of the 5, although they are juicy and more bountiful and plentiful, are inside this settlement wall off that he's creating. And speaking of, Hera's scouts in a little bit of trouble here. He is getting hounded, but a bit of a traffic jam as the Viper's scouts run into one another, see the spearmen, and back the heck away. Not a bad time for us to take a look. Primary stone to the front, primary gold to the back, extra gold to the front as well. So not the greatest of locations. I like this location of the 3rd gold here and the secondary stone to the rear. That being said, the Viper's forward portion is completely open. There's not a single tree here. There's not a single shrub, forest, even resource patch, except for this stone that he can use to create a wall off. Whereas his opponent, how much has the Viper actually seen? Oh, he's moving forward with 3 scouts. He has seen the wall off being created. I don't know. He's going to be able to get it. I don't know if he's going to be able to get in here, says the caster, as Hera leaves a gap here in... I mean, I don't even know what the hell's going on here. I'm going to have to look at health bars. It looks like a pair of archers have taken down a scout, but it was the Viper who drew first blood with a Vil kill, and now he gets an archer unit as well. 2 archer units, and backs the hell away. That was a very confusing, very hard to see set of events that happened here. And what the hell? Oh, now... No, now Hera still doesn't have a palisade wall between this house and this archery range. So, well, there you go. I've been known to sometimes say things and then the exact opposite happens, or I say we're never going to see something and then we see it almost immediately. Take a look at the HP. Ooh, this one scout here to the back does not want to get caught out by the spearman with its 18 attack against scouts. But that was pretty bonkers. I don't know. The Viper... Oh, okay. Well, forget being scared of the spearman. He should have been scared of the scout, as the Viper loses another scout unit. Now he's kind of stuck in this base. Let's see what the base is looking like. Yeah, he's pretty much stuck in here. Hera actually adding in the palisades that he needs. The Viper sees the lake, says, oh, it would be cool if I could put my own dock here and get some fishing ships. But I'm still a little confused with what the hell happened here. So the Viper saw a gap. Maybe he right-clicked and figured, hey, this is Age of Empires, so even though it looks like it's walled off completely, it is not. And now the archer follow-up, and it's still not closed. I don't think this is closed yet. The archers shoo away the berry pickers. No more berries for you. The scouts can't stop, won't stop, or that spearman is going to catch up to them. And then a big old jumble. Look, you know what? At least in this game, you can see outlines of units behind structures. Because it is, I mean, it's kind of like a mix between a 2D and a 3D game, Age of Empires 2. It's not exactly as 3D as the, I guess, AoE 4, for example. But it's not exactly 2D like Civ 1, to harken back to a simpler time when video games were pretty darn simple and graphically not great, I want to say. Another villager dies, but the Viper is going to pay for that with 4 archer units. These scouts are still in here. Well, is it going to be a third army that tries to bump into the front of Hera's base here? Okay, the Viper's being incredibly aggressive. Has managed to pick off 2 villagers. So there goes the Bengali 2 free villager advantage. And it is in fact our Malian in red who is now ahead in terms of villagers. But as I was saying, at least we have the developers to thank that we can see outlines. Because then at least I could highlight the bars, although that was an incredibly... If you followed what was going on there, you should have your own YouTube channel and you should cast games. I don't know what the hell was going on there. I saw the dead villager. I saw the dead scout. I did not even see the 2 archers until I looked at the bottom left and saw the skull and crossbones on top of them. the infographic image or whatever you want to call it that indicates the unit has died. In any event, all of that is behind us. What's that TV show where the guy's like, you're living in the past, man? Or is that no, that's The Big Lebowski. That's not a TV show. And I'm living in the past as both players now gather the resources of the Viper first to click up to the Castle Age. Era not too far behind, just needs a little bit more food. And the Viper is back, and this is now finally, now we can see a palisade which seems to be floating in the air. Okay, welcome to Age of Empires, where apparently there's magic in the Age of Legends from the Wheel of Time, where the Aes Sedai can make a palisade wall float in the air, scouts to the back, archers in the front, but now it's Hera's turn. He's clicked up about a minute behind his opponent. We'll see whether or not the Viper, who no longer can penetrate this base, gets anything done here. Ooh, he's going to try to come with the scouts and help take down the palisade gate. We'll keep an eye on those units, but I'm curious to see whether Hera can exact revenge, whether he will take his pound, 2 pound, 3 pound, 4 pounds of villager flesh as punishment. Oh yeah, these are 5 dead villagers, or at least 4 dead villagers. Will it be 5? It is 5 dead villagers. Yikes. Although, to be fair, it looks like the Viper is getting vill kills on the other side of the map. Oh no, 5, 6. Ah, this stupid bastard. What did you think you were doing? You were buying time like the gentleman on the Titanic for those two villagers to escape, and you paid for that with your life. He has busted in. The Viper looks like he got 2 more villager kills. Most likely with the archer units. 2 kills, 2 economic. Yeah, there they are. At the same time, Hera's still in the back, but he's being hounded now by a force of pretty scary sized force of archers and skirmishers, so he can no longer really accomplish very much here. This house doesn't really look like it blocks anything, and okay, now there we go. The market goes down. But the Viper's in castle. The Viper's got crossbow with Botkin. Hera still. There we go. Needs to hit the next stage, and not only that, he needs to start researching the techs as his army here runs away, but stops in the middle of the desert. Can't really stop here. This is bat country. Ooh, the villagers will escape. No ballistics for you yet. Still 22 seconds away. And this is what happens when a feudal age army stops and takes on a castle age army. It just dies in seconds. And now the Viper. Ooh, I mean, kind of sour to take that fight right as you now get ballistics. And over here as well, those villagers escaping. But with ballistics, he guns down 2 more. Viper's up to 6 kills. Hera's got his elite skirmishers, which means these crossbowmen, we'll see how much they can get done here. For now, they're just picking villagers off. Viper's added 2 more. Oh, they get trapped. No, Hera a little bit too slow. The scouts slowing down the skirmishers. The villagers joining in on the fight. Not sure that's going to work out well for them at all. Not too sure if that gate was destroyed by the crossbowmen or if it was canceled. But slowly, surely, the numbers here are dwindling for the Viper. He has managed to get 15, 16 villager kills. What the hell is going on? But the force of crossbowmen is done. 16 villager kills. When I pivoted away, when he was trying to bust into this one palisade gate with the scout assistance, he was at 2 vill kills. Now he's at 16 Hera. Although, not exactly a slouch in that regard. Did manage to pick off a whole bunch of units here as well. Villagers especially. He is now adding a second town center. Very hilly base. So not exactly the worst location. Not the best location. Surprised he's not really going after that stone. We'll see how Hera plays the Bengalis. Will he do the same thing Mr. Yo did yesterday? And spoiler alert, basically you shouldn't really listen to anything here unless you want to, or unless you've already seen the game. If he wants to double down on Rathas, that would be pretty darn cool. Again, the most hated unit in the game just because it's so expensive to upgrade. And even when you spend all of that money, all of those resources upgrading it, you ultimately die to every single counter unit in the game. Hera not really paying attention with these forward moving skirmishers. Hey, you've got minimum range. Where the hell do you think you're going? But when he pays attention, that's when his army absolutely wrecks the Vipers. To be fair though, does the Viper care? It looks like his army's penetrated the back of Hera's base yet again. Although no extra villager kills just yet. This time it's not scouts and archers, it's knights and crossbowmen. More and more of them. Oh, yeah. When your buildings cost 15% less wood, you really do save a little here, a little there, a little everywhere, and then you can plop down 16 crossbowmen. Although, still does have to pay full price. Can you imagine the 15% wood discount together with the Mayan archer discount? That would just be, I mean, you'd be creating like a Frankenstein's monster of an archer civilization that would just be unstoppable. Looks like Hera's adding a third town center just north of here. Knights are trying to body block against the skirmishers. I wonder why they're not really engaging. Maybe it's the presence of the one monk. Yeah, now he runs away, or at least pivots away, which gives the Viper an opportunity to shove his knights in. Hera deletes his own house. He wants to get, he's bloodthirsty. He wants to get at these crosswomen. Knights get the hell out of Dodge. No real sense in trying to compete with a monk. Not until the scorpions come out. Hera again, not paying too much attention here to his individual units, but he's busy microing here. So he loses a monk, does get a crosswoman for it. Gold-wise, about half the gold. And the Viper loses one, will lose the second scorpion. But the knights, the crosswomen, this next incursion has added 6 more villager kills. And as we've seen lately, the key to killing Hera, the key to getting the W over the GOAT, the winner of tournaments, is to kill his economy and cripple it as soon as possible and keep hitting him hard and often. Nice pivoting around. They can't really engage with that monk there, as the Viper, to be fair, is adding his own town centers, 2 and 3, or I should say 2 on the right and 3 on the left. He is ahead 6 villagers, so even though Hera has lost a lot of villagers, 23 to 7. Oh, he got into a traffic jam, which stopped the knight, which got the conversion. Great play there by Hera, who does kill a knight, converts a knight, and that's it. No more Malian cavalry for now. No more Malian anything for now, as the 8 crossbowmen we see walking forward are pretty much it. I'm surprised the Viper's not killing the camels. There you go. Not all pro players are anti-camel or anti-random animals out on the map. Oh no. Oh no, another villager picked off here. The Viper is just absolutely picking and prodding and whipping at this Bengali economy. And the Bengali is going to need every single villager he can. And right as I say that, I realize that I forgot to look at the town center when Hera hit Castle H to see where those 2 extra villagers were going. For now, a knight is going on exploration duty. Converted knight, I should say. And the skirmishers move forward. Or maybe it's not a converted knight. Hard to say. They both have no upgrades on their units. Neither one has researched bloodlines. Very hard to say if this is a converted knight or not. Perhaps a more astute person who would have seen that berry fight in the beginning of the game would know. But converted or not, the knight dies pumped full of crossbow bolts. And now the Mangonel will shoot away these skirmishers unless... Well, no, there's no more blue dots following up on the minimap. So the Mangonel will shoot this away. No villager here to repair it, though. Which means Hera might actually... which means Hera might actually get it with skirmishers, because why the hell not? It's Hera. And mission accomplished. He now backs away. There's no point. Maybe he's trying to grow his economy. Maybe he's trying to focus more at home. I'm assuming this is the converted knight. Oh, you know what? I can check. No, they both don't have husbandry. Never mind. So exactly the same lack of upgrades on this unit. Although I suspect again that this is the converted one. Stables to the back. Are we going to get to see Farimba out of the Malian here, who's now ahead 5 villagers? Hera did go up to more TCs quicker, but the fact that he lost so many vills, 24 to 7, and he's only down 6 villagers is a testament to how much food he's dumping into his economy right now, getting wheelbarrow at the same time as our Malians getting wheelbarrow, and he's going light cav. University as well in the background for our Bengali. So no castle just yet, although 12 villagers on stone and 770 stone tell us that there will be a castle. Hera returning home with his first relic. The Viper basically just did the exact same thing just now with this monk here on the left. Okay, well, there you go. Camels, okay in Viper's book. Lions, not okay. There you go. If you want to get him a birthday gift, Don't buy him a lion. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. 17 villagers. Some from food, some from stone, some from lumber. Hera is pulling the entire settlement. The Viper sees the move out. What the hell was the point of those monks trying to convert those light cav? You basically just exposed your entire villager push out, and let's see where. I mean, we see it here. The castle. Basically, this is the Viper's vision. He's going for the monks. And he gets the monks. Not before losing a single light cav here to a conversion, but a single light cav for 2 monks. Not bad at all. Crosswomen insert themselves in here, but the skirmishers should have their way with those units. And the converted light cavalry. Oh my god. Yeah. That's the worst thing that could happen. You lose a unit, and then he goes around and starts killing your units. Oh, fantastic volley. But the castle's up, siege workshop, and that's it. Hera has established himself here in the forward position. The Viper is going up to the Imperial Age. He will hit it first. Hera still needs a bit more food before he can. And this is where location of resources comes in real handy to know, because Hera is starting to thief the tertiary gold of his opponent. Castle's firing on structures. Skirmishers should be able to shoot away and kill. I should say shoot away or kill that one scout unit. And Hera's not too far behind, about 25 seconds going up to the Imperial Age. The Viper does not have a castle. Does not even have the stone for a castle. Especially not if he's mining stone out of here, which he is not. He is mining out of stone. Yeah, right here to the back. So, unless he can get a castle up in the next minute and 52 seconds, which it looks like he will, trebuchets are not an option, but we'll see. He's running low on gold. He's running low on food. Pardon me, on food. Who gives a shit about food when you're talking about trebuchets? He's running low on wood. Where is this monk with the relic going? And there's the Ratha. And I hear the thud of an elf. And okay, well, Hera throwing the might of the Bengali civilization at his opponent completely. We've got skirmishers, pikemen, Rathas, light cavalry converted, knight converted, armored elephants, monks. He wants this game to end. He wants to destroy whatever he can. Viper's castle is up. He's getting bloodlines. Bloodlines for the Gebeto. Confusing. Okay. But how many stables does our Malian have? 4 stables. And in 20 seconds, he'll be an Imperial. He needs more wood. He needs more wood. He needs more wood. I repeat 3 times like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. If he wants to get that treb out in 2 seconds, but he's focusing on Gebetos for now. And there it is. Okay, he force dropped a bunch of wood. Viper's going to the other side of the map, but look at the upgrades. No attack upgrade, 1 armor upgrade. He's attack on a 7. A 7. Basically, they're not going to accomplish anything except maybe killing some straggler monks. So instead of 2 whacks, it takes 3 thanks to that Bengali extra armor. And where, oh where is Farimba for our Malian? He's starting to get the gold for it. He's housed at 110. Needs the food. Oh, another castle up here. Why all the way up here? Why exposed in territory controlled by your enemy? This is exactly what happens. You get your castle to 40%, and then Hera shoves in his army and denies. It looks like the Viper is killing units on the other side of the map as well. Up to 27 villager kills. Light cavalry are going after skirmishers as the villagers try to complete the castle. What's it at now? 60%. But Hera is not relinquishing control of that high ground, that hill. And he pushes the villagers back 69%. For all you pervert meme lords. Viper's got his own trebs out. Pardon me, Hera's got his own trebs out. If only this castle wasn't in the way, these Gebetos would run in and snipe those trebs very quick. Oh, the worst thing that can happen, the lion attacks in the worst possible moment. Viper is just losing building after building after building. To be fair, it's houses and not exactly critical infrastructure unless you count some of these military buildings, but his castle is down. More Rathas being shoved in. The castle's up to 71%. They're doing an amazing job denying that castle. Would probably, if he knew there were 3 relics in here, would probably try to take down this monastery. Now, he still hasn't destroyed the treb that the Viper has, which means his castle's under attack, but with 6 vills on stone and 7 vills repairing, I think he's okay with that castle for now. Hera shoves in right as the Viper tries to get the castle. He's at 80%. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, the Treb versus Treb war. Viper loses his Treb. Gebeto versus Ratha is probably more of an even fight than we should be seeing. Who's kidding who? I don't think the Gebeto comes with any attack bonuses against the Rathas. Viper's attack to the back of Hera's base is also being cleaned up. I don't think it comes with any attack bonuses, period, except obviously Eagle Warrior. Everything comes... This house comes with an attack bonus against Eagle Warriors as they stub their toe against it as they run by. I'm surprised again Hera hasn't destroyed the monastery. Siege workshop going up, but look at this area that Hera has cleaned right in front of the Viper's base. The Viper's expanding everywhere he possibly can, like one of those squeeze stress balls. If you press it in the middle, it expands out both sides. More structures are falling. Why is he leaving this monastery up as the Lightcap tried to go in? Lightcap fail. Still no Farimba. Tigui could have helped probably against the Knights and the Pike and the Skirmishers, but too late for that as well. On the other hand, Pikes is getting research for our Bengali, who does seem to be doubling down on Rathas. Pikes will make them attack 20% faster. A fourth TC is being added. Hera is now ahead 21 villagers despite losing 16. The bombard cannons are out. 1, 2, and one more. Will he get it? Will he get it as then Camel Gebeto combo shoot away the Rathas? Camels, they come with a nice juicy plus 18 attack bonus against these Rathas. Okay, Hera loses another. And he's going to lose the third Treb as well. This is his last Treb as the elephants slowly waddle. But like rams with their negative melee armor, they are very susceptible to melee attacks. And that's exactly what the Viper has been doing here. He cleans up the Rathas. Is the Viper going to push back here? He does have the bigger army, 13 to 10. We're 45 minutes into a game between Hera and the Viper, and the total army count is 25 between the two players. Oh, but this is where the versatility of the Ratha comes in. You don't need to be right up in the grill of your opponent. You can fire arrows and then run away and then pick up a sword and fight. And that is a fantastic display of how versatile this unit is and can be. I feel like he doesn't have husbandry yet. These units are moving so slow. That's one thing, one of my pet peeves about the Rathas is they're so slow. They're so slow without husbandry. He's instead getting bloodlines focusing on their weight as opposed to their agility. Okay, one dead villager already. Will he get a second as they retreat? This is the thing with ranged melee. Oh, this is the thing with jacking your wood and not realizing it. You create gaps in your wall off. Ranged melee like the Mameluke and the throwing axeman, they miss if you move out of the way. There is no such thing as ballistics for ranged melee. And there we go. Husbandry gotten got. Deletes his own palisade, shoves in, and these are going to be 4 dead Gebetos. We'll see how many villagers they can take with them, though. It's a bunch of dead villagers here. Camels move in to avenge. Yeah. And then back the hell away. Hera's going to shove in here. See that there's literally nothing. The Viper's got 14 villagers idle. Hera's got 3. Town center does gun down the light cavalry unit that tried to, I guess, go after a villager. I'm not sure what that light cavalry was trying to do. Hera, for his part, is not really expanding on the control here. He's got now 2 castles. He can't keep tiefing the stone and plopping down castles. If you're going to double down unique unit, your military-industrial complex better include a lot of castles. Now he's going to start cutting these camels, which should be able to catch up. They do run a lot quicker, but the safety of the castle firing zone means that those camels are done. Oh, now they're halberdiers as well. So, okay, well, Hera's gotten his army up to where he wants to be, as upgraded as he wants it to be, with one exception. I mean, this unit had to have been trained recently. There's no way that militiaman was around for this whole game and I just didn't notice him. Although that is also very possible. But yeah, that is a mistake. And yeah, okay, instead of just deleting him, he sends him somewhere. He's on a mission as well. Hera brings his army 38 to 19, double the army count literally. But hand cannoneers, heavy camels, bombard cannons, Gebetos, these are not. And finally we have Farimba. These are not weak Malian units. Although again, none of them here, except for the camels, have attack bonuses against these Rathas, which might be very bad news bears for our Malian in red. Yesterday we saw Hera basically train the perfect counter army to Ratha's. Skirmishers, camels, everything that comes with attack bonuses. The Viper doesn't have any units except for the camels that have those attack bonuses, and he's running low on food. And he loses 2 forward trebs. He's got 2 more trebs somewhere. Somewhere they're firing on that southern castle, it seems like. Oh, they're over here undefended, hoping, praying that Hera doesn't realize his 2 trebs are undefended there. And the hand cannoneer castle camel combo seems to be working for now. There's that militiaman storming the gates, and basically I'm glad we got to see that militiaman get gunned down. Literally cannon fodder, literally face first into hand cannoneers. And I think the Viper, that's the trophy that he wanted this game. Realizes that he's just being, I mean, look at the base. Like the Roman Empire has just been carved into way too many administrative sections. And even though, okay, look, he got the castle down, but at the same time, I don't see no castle on the minimap, as I can't even click on it. It means his castle is down as well. No more Gebetos for you. Like I said, barely any food. And meanwhile, your opponent, even though he's lost his, probably going to lose both forward castles. You've done nothing to stop the Bengali war machine in Hera. With the Bengalis, beats the Bengalis, then with the Bengalis, beats the Malians. And a fantastic, fantastic pivot to the Ratha. Is it elite? No. It is upgraded to the hilt? Maybe. So hard to tell. But ultimately, just the numbers here alone. And the Viper did a good job. 38 villager kills to 18 is good. It's not great just having 20 more kills than your opponent, especially since you haven't been raiding here for a while. Sending those 4 Gebetos was adorable. And Hera, again, inexplicably leaving this monastery up, although I suspect these 2 trebs are going to gun it down now. So beautiful play out of both players here. Viper going straight for that economy right from the early stages of the game. Very confusingly. Again, that levitating palisade wall just confusing the hell out of everybody. And going the battle of the unwatchable mill battle, let's call it, in the early stages of the game. And then Hera just repelled 3, I want to say 3 or 4 penetrations. And then establishes castle. And since he established his castle here about 15-20 minutes ago, he has just been non-stop. His entire settlement is geared forward-wise, forward-facing, and he is just pushing. He's also got a castle on the flank to defend these additional neutral patches of resources. And yeah, the Viper just falling too far behind, despite getting a good number of villager kills, despite on the whole having more kills than his opponent by 1. He just, like I said, the settlement, the squeezy stress ball just exploded, and it doesn't matter if you can expand left or right. There's just way too much Bengali here, and he has cut your settlement in half, and you best believe with 11 villagers on stone, there's going to be another castle, probably more aggressively located than this one. Probably, if I had to guess, somewhere cutting straight down the middle. Or maybe just dumping it in, trying to kill as many villagers as possible. But it's hypothetical. Feel free to guess where that castle would have gone. Rathas to light cav, halbs to crosswomen, and skirmishers to camels. So we got to see some pretty nifty units. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see that many Gebetos being trained. But both players PKPM above 200 is fantastic. This is what you want to see. 26 minutes in, 17 minutes in. And what do the economies look like? Not too shabby. You remove the relic gold that the Viper had, basically a 500 difference in resources, and you're looking at about a 5 or 6% bigger economy for our Bengali. So for the longest time, the Viper did have more villagers, but then that Bengali economy kicked in. Hera dumping again a bunch more food into his villager count, gets all 4 resources. Fantastic out of him. 3 conversions, 31 raisings to 4. Well, there you go. I sometimes say it's not that kind of game. This is very much that kind of game. Look at this dead space that Hera has just created for himself. And again, he loses a castle. We'll lose this one as well if he's not careful. I see the trebs are already packing up to roll forward to attack it. But who cares? More importantly, he's killed his opponent's castle. And now his opponent is down to how many? Only 5 stables and 6 archery ranges. Which, to be fair, with camels and skirmishers, we saw Hera defeat the Ratha yesterday, but those were Byzantine camels. Those were Byzantine skirmishers. He was paying 25% less for them, and so you can mass them a lot better, a lot quicker, And unfortunately for the Viper, just falls a little bit behind here, a little bit behind there. Hera with the center castle doing so much damage. I mean, this is the kind of damage you want to see when you shove into your opponent. Not a destroyed building or two, not a gate and a house. Not to criticize the Viper's push here. I think he was more interested in going after villagers, to be fair, and just creating a gap through which he could shove those crossbowmen. But that was not critical damage at all. And apparently 38 villager kills is not critical damage at all, as well as Hera rebounds, recovers, takes the W with this formidable Bengali push. But GG in a fun back and forth to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.